think it definitely plays into, strategic analysis, an analysis of emerging issues, and just trying to be a step ahead if it's possible, right? In terms of the next evolution of programmatic development, or ways you might want to enhance or tweak, existing programs. So it just gives you a really valuable window into that. And companies do this sort of research in all sorts of ways, but this is just a great tool to assist with that. We waited to do this last materiality assessment just a little bit as we were finalizing our merger with Time Warner. This is the first time that we were going to be engaging those stakeholder groups. And in many cases, those were audiences that we hadn't necessarily talked to before. And so what we liked about the Datamaran solution was the reach of the technology. So the ability to, bring in inputs from, mainstream media, from social media, from, regulatory activity, from, peer reporting. All of those things are super valuable, and in a traditional methodology, require hours and hours of desktop research. So we liked the ability to cast this very wide net in a very efficient way, and so that was terrific. Trying to bring in or expand your reach and bring in groups like peer reporting and news, regulatory, all that desktop research, that takes a tremendous amount of time. And so I think that's one of the things that was really attractive to us, to the Datamaran platform, is the ability to do that in an automated fashion, pretty much in near real time, right? Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was really, really valuable, because it allowed us to shorten, that research window, certainly for that initial step of identifying that core list of material topics, and then you can very quickly get into the next stage of the assessment, where you're actually doing those measurements and so on with stakeholder groups. So I think that was super helpful for us. We built customized surveys for several different stakeholder groups, for our B2B customer base, for our consumer customer base, for CSR or community programmatic partners, a large, number of groups. Investors was a part of that. And so we actually went out and surveyed 26,000, stakeholders. And so that was great to be able to have the system receive that data back and integrate that into the calculations. And then the qualitative conversations that I mentioned before with the officers in the company, we were able to take those qualitative discussions, convert them into some sort of a quantitative, analysis, in terms of prioritizing the material topics, and load that into the platform. And it was great because it allowed us to have all of these different methodologies right there within the platform.